Thanks for coming back to my channel. Thanks for watching. Just quickly make some corrections and also respond to some comments that actually came up in the video that was posted earlier on yesterday or this morning. I can remember fully now. But I got this comment which I just quickly want to respond to and just to make some clarifications. And I know it's very easy to actually misconstrue or misrepresent some of my views in my video, in my content, but at the same, it's actually good for me to quickly respond swiftly to correct those misconceptions on some of those misrepresentations. Okay, I'm not saying it's deliberately misrepresented, but sometimes we could look things from a different perspective, and which is why I am acting very swiftly to address this. Well, can I just read one of these comments from this person? He said, glad you posted this video. Nigeria's diversity is always weaponized in all elections, politically, not only against politically fatigued Nigerians, but against the millions of poor, impoverished, unemployed Nigerian youths. I will say that is bang on correct. You understand? Nigerians, our politicians are very good at playing the politics of division. They're very good at weaponizing our situation in the country. They're very good at using religion against us, which is something I've said over and over again. Do not toe the line of religions when it comes to politics, when it comes to policies, when it comes to your future. Do not toe the line of religion. This is the biggest mistake you're going to make. If you keep towing the line of religion, you just keep ending where you are. You understand? The politicians just keep using you. They know how to weaponize this tool. They know how to play the game. They know how to say, oh, it's a Christian, it's a Muslim, it's XY, it's that, it's an atheist, XYZ. You understand? They know how to play the game very well. You understand? They've studied the political landscape of Nigeria. They've studied Nigerians. They know how to play. Do not allow yourself to be used. Do not allow yourself to be deceived based on religious ground, based on religious, your religious affinity. Listen, politics, democracy has got nothing to do with religion. It doesn't matter if you're a Christian, if you're a Muslim, wherever you are. We're all asking for the same thing: good governance. That's what we're asking for. Come on, my brother, my sister. That is what we've got in common. Good governance. That's what we're asking for. So do not allow politicians to play that divisive politics they will normally want to play when it comes to election. They weaponize it. They know how to weaponize this very well. They know how to use Nigerians, because Nigerians are very weak when it comes to that fourth line of religion. That's the fourth line. And politicians knows how to use it. Then the second one is ethnicity. They know how to play the game of tribalism. They're very good at it. It's Igbo, Igbo, it's Yoruba, Yoruba, it's Hausa, Hausa, it's Bini, Bini, it's Idoma, Idoma, it's Isha, Isha, it's Shekiri, Shekiri against Orobo, it's just against that. They know how to play this. Come on, bro. Do not allow yourself to be used. Do not allow yourself to be... We've been deceived over and over again. They've played this game over and over again. Do not allow yourself to be used. Come on. We all want Nigeria. We, you, I, we are all one Nigerian. Do not allow yourself to be used. Do not. I've said this over and over again. When it comes to religion, our people, my brothers and sisters, you listen to me, we completely forget who we are. We completely forget who we are. This is about governance. This is about good governance. This is about democracy. This is about the quality of life you live here on earth. We're not talking about heaven. We're not talking about hell. We're talking about the quality of life we live here on earth. The quality of life that's been given to you by the people you voted into office. So do not allow them to deceive you along the fault lines which we got, which is our religion. Listen to me. Religion has nothing to do with me having good roads. Religion has nothing to do with me having good schools. Religion has nothing to do with me 24 lights, 24/7 lights on. It's not to do with religion. Can you stop allowing yourself to be used by these politicians? Stop. Stop. Religion has nothing to do with having good hospitals in your communities, in your locality, in your state, in your local government. It's got to do with religion. So stop allowing that Muslim ticket, Christian Muslim ticket, Christian ticket. Listen, if you're going to provide good governance, can you stop talking about religion? If you come up to me, the first thing, if I'm doing business with you, the first thing you tell me, oh, I'm a Christian, I'm going to shut you up. That's the end of the business. I don't want to hear it. You are a fraud. If you come up to me and the first thing you say, oh, I'm a Muslim, oh, I can do, I'm just going to shut you up and say, that's sorry, I'll call you back later. That's the end of it. So we need to stop looking at everything from the lenses of religion or religiosity. That is one big problem we got as Nigerians. Oh, it's my Christian brother, I need to give him the business. Oh, it's my Christian sister. Sorry. Zip it. Zip it. Please. Look at the Chinese. Look at the Arabs. Look at the rest of them. Things are moving on so well because there's a fine line between religion, good governance, and democracy. There's a fine line between my beliefs, my values, and my expectation from the government. There shouldn't be a crossover. There should be overlapping between, there shouldn't be any form of overlap between my expectation from you as my president, as my leader, as my governor, as my senator, and my religious beliefs. My religious beliefs are personal. My religious values are personal. It's nothing to do with what I expect from you. You, the senator I'm talking to, you, the president I'm talking to, please stop using our religions as a yardstick for voting, as a yardstick for measuring the caliber of leaders we ought to have in that country, Nigeria. Let's stop. Enough of this. Can we stop weaponizing religions? Can we stop weaponizing tribalism? Can we stop weaponizing, I don't know, this is crazy. In this day and age, 21st century, we're still talking about religion. We're still allowing ourselves to be used by this bunch of politicians. Come on. Okay, I'm just going to carry on. Let me crack on with this now. It says, the current state of affairs in Nigeria is sad. Obviously, it's indeed sad. That's not far from truth. The current state of affairs in Nigeria is sad. It's indeed very, very sad. It's indeed very, very sad. I watched last week where people actually queued up behind a white van. They were being given a loaf of bread. A loaf of bread. People actually queue up for a loaf of bread. This is crazy. This is crazy. That people have to queue up for a loaf of bread. This is crazy. This is crazy. And it's sad. When I watched that video clip on YouTube, I was perturbed. I was disturbed. I was concerned. This is crazy. It should not be happening. In the midst of plenty, we got so many millions of people going to bed without a meal. We got so many people waking up in the morning with no hope of what they're going to eat. This is crazy. And our leaders are not worried. And our leaders that we voted for are already talking about 2027. Meanwhile, this is August 2025. It is sad that you already planning for an election that's going to be taking place in 2027, and the country is in this chaos, and the country is in this mess, and people are suffering, people are kidnapped on a daily basis, people are being killed on a daily basis for ritual purposes, which still doesn't make sense whenever I think about it. Have you asked why these youngsters are engaged in these vices? It's because of unemployment. There's no job. There's no hope. There's hopelessness. In the midst of all this, people are now looking at survival, their survival instincts. What are they going to do to survive? Listen, I'm not in any way or form condoning some of those vices. No. But come to think of it, what are leaders? What are you doing about this? You're talking about letting people breathe. Breathe? How are they going to breathe when there is no oxygen for them to breathe? When there is no oxygen of employment for them to breathe in? When there's no oxygen of food for them to eat? When there's no oxygen of hope for them to think about tomorrow? When there's no oxygen of inspiration, motivation? When there's no oxygen of good infrastructures, you're talking about breathe. You're talking about allowing people to breathe. How do you expect them to breathe? It's sad. Well, let me carry on with this guy. He says, leaders often appeal to ethnic or religious identity instead of competence or accountability or national vision. This is what I've been saying. Leaders often appeal on ethnic grounds, to ethnicity, your ethnicity. Oh, you're an Edo man. Oh, you're an Urubu man. Oh, you're an Shekuri man. You know, it's we, it's we, us. Come on, guys. We ought to be talking about your competence, your competency. Are you competent enough to lead the country? Are you competent enough to be a senator? Are you competent enough to be a governor of a state? Are you competent enough to be a local government chairman? Are you competent enough to be a councillor? Do you know what it takes to be a councillor? Do you know what it takes to be a president? Do you know what it takes to be a senator? Are you going to pass the right laws? That's what we're talking about. Please do not approach me based on my ethnicity. You know, Emilokon, you know, now what time? Now we, now we, Igbo. Moku rally, moku vote for each other. Please do not approach me on that ground. If you're going to come speak to me about me voting for you or asking for my vote, you should be coming with a clean slate, coming with a clean record, telling me what you're going to be doing. How are you going to change my life? How are you going to change the lives of those around me? How are you going to change the lives of the electorate in another 5-10 years? That's what we're talking about. We're talking about competency. Not approaching someone based on their religious views, approaching someone based on their ethnicity. This is why we are where we are today. Tribalism, religiosity. I'm a Christian, he's a Muslim. Let's team up together. Sorry. Governance has nothing to do with your religion. Should have nothing to do with your religion. Governance should be about your competency, how competent you are. Should be about your vision, your aspiration for the country, for your state, for your local government. That's what governance should be all about. Okay? I'm just really going to read on, let's write on to the next comment here, which writes, okay, this person said here, Nigeria is a complex and complicated tribalistic and geopolitical entity, firstly amalgamated, that's talking about amalgamation in 1914. Nigeria is a complex and complicated tribalistic geopolitical entity. Yes, it is. Please leave me a comment if you think I'm wrong. Leave me a comment if you think this guy is wrong. That Nigeria is a complicated, complex, tribalistic, geopolitical entity, firstly amalgamated in 1914. It was. But I believe in one Nigeria. I believe in the unity of Nigeria. Now that we're all together, I believe in the unity of Nigeria anyway. But let's work together to keep that unity intact. Let's work together, my brother, my sister. Let's work together to push that country forward. Let's work together to make Nigeria a great country. That's the beauty of the unity. That when I look to Eastern Nigeria, I see the beauty of my country, the beauty of my Igbo brothers. I see the beauty of my Igbo sisters. When I look to the Hausas, to the north of the country, I see the awesomeness, the greatness of the Hausas. I see the values of the Hausas. I see the virtues of the Hausas. I see that I don't know how to describe it now. That actually brings us together. That actually causes us to celebrate our country, Nigeria. Then when I look at the Yorubas, I see the flamboyant life. I see the traditional aspects of the Yorubas that makes us one nation. The beauty of one nation. When I look at the Yorubas, I see academicians, academias. Then when I look at the Midwest, I see the beauty of the Benes, the Deltans. When I look at the Middle Belt, I see the Bukurus, the Ibiroms, the Jos, the beauty of the landscape, the food basket of the nation. I see all this. That's the beauty of one Nigeria. That's what I love to see. Now, I'm just going to crack on with this now. He said the system is rigged against ordinary Nigerians. Of course, the system is rigged against ordinary Nigerians. We know this for sure. Because it's saying here that the system is rigged against ordinary Nigerians. Now, we now got the class system in Nigeria. The class system in Nigeria, which is very true. There are 3 tiers. The class in Nigeria is actually 3 tiers, a class that we've got in Nigeria. We got the upper class, we got the middle class, and we got, obviously, the lower class, which are the ordinary Nigerians. Right, I'm just going to focus on the ordinary Nigerians, which is the lower class, the lowest of the hierarchy. These are the people bearing the brunt of what is happening to that country, which is a shame. That these people are being ignored, that these people are being overlooked, these people are being abused, and nothing is being done about it. This is a shame. For the record, this is a shame. There are millions and millions of Nigeria actually falls into this category of what we call the ordinary Nigerians. You and I, you know what I mean. You know what I'm talking about. These are the forgotten Nigerians. These are the Nigerians we haven't provided for. These are the Nigerians that go to bed, go to sleep with empty stomach. These are the Nigerians that wake up with no hope. These are Nigerians that wake up with no job, that faces the unemployment market, that compete for jobs where there are no jobs. These are Nigerians that you see on the streets, walking about hopelessly. It is sad that in the midst of abundance, in the midst of plenty, we still have people falling through the cracks and falling to this category which we call the ordinary Nigerians. I'm not even going to talk about the upper class, which is the upper class Nigerians, which is where our political leaders belong, which is why their children are able to flaunt their affluence, and our money abroad. Talking about taking their girlfriends out and spilling thousands of pounds, thousands of dollars, spending thousands of shopping for their girlfriends, while people back home that actually owns the money are actually suffering. It is sad. It is sad. Okay, I'm just going to carry on. It says the system is rigged against ordinary Nigerians. Your message calls to the heart of Nigerians' political struggle. Yes, that's the essence of the message. It said, my message calls to the hearts of Nigerians who are struggling because of political decisions they've made. He said the persistence of bad leadership and corruption in Nigeria can be linked to years of poverty, unemployment, overlapping structural, historical, cultural, and infrastructural factors. We've talked about this over and over again. We're not going to start repeating everything we said. He said, you're totally right about JEJ. JEJ is definitely not the man for the job. I've said it over and over again. I know some people have left a comment. Why not? Why XYZ? JEJ is not the man for the job. Goodluck Jonathan right now is not the man for the job. He may be a good man. I'll say this again. Goodluck Jonathan may be a good man, but he's not the man for the job. The fact that he's a good man doesn't make him a good leader. The fact that he's a good man doesn't mean he has the vision. He has the aspiration for what we need to move Nigeria to the next level. The fact that Goodluck Jonathan is a saint doesn't mean he's going to deliver the policies that we need to fast track Nigeria into the next level. I've said this over and over again. So he's basically telling me I'm right. And if I'm wrong, please again leave me a comment. And I'm happy to share your comment. Okay, it says here, he's obviously too weak. I've said it over and over again. We saw this in his last administration. We saw his weakness being exploited by loads of people around him. Loads of people in the corridors of power actually exploited Goodluck Jonathan's weakness. We know this. You and I, we know this. How he was exploited. How they exploited his weakness. Come on, bro, sis, come on. Let's put these tribalistic factors aside. Let's focus on what is real. Goodluck Jonathan is not who we need right now. Come on, let's be serious. On a serious note, him joining the race is a distraction. Him joining the race is APC's ploy to actually shift our focus away from Peter Obi into something else. It's APC's attempt to actually divide the vote going to Labour Party. These are all gimmicks. These are all distractions. These are things that we shouldn't fall for. Honestly, if you ask me, just close your eyes to all this noise. Close your ears to all this noise. You understand? They are all distractions. This has been designed. This has been planned to actually steal Peter Obi's votes. You understand? We have some political grandmasters, political chess players. They don't go to bed. They don't go to sleep. They're just busy planning, plotting, scheming, looking for ways to actually make sure, come 2027, this person that we actually want as our president doesn't actually get to see the light in Aso Rock. Come on, guys. On a serious note, ignore the distractions. Ignore the likes of Amechi, what do you call it? Rotimi Amechi. It's the same man that said, you know why politicians are still in Nigeria? He said, because you Nigerians don't stone us. That's exactly what he said. I quote him. The reason why politicians in Nigeria are carrying on doing what they're doing because Nigerians are not picking up stones to stone politicians. That's what Peter Amechi said. Go check it out. Google it. Check it on YouTube. It's on the video. The same person that actually said this is now coming back to say, you know what? I can actually fix Nigeria. A house divided against itself cannot stand. Rotimi Amechi is just another distraction. Rotimi Amechi has been put up to do this. Who knows who is putting him up to do this? Probably been given some billions or millions to actually run the adverts and distract Nigerians. And for sure, some Nigerians are going to be distracted. But if you have been distracted by the likes of Rotimi Amechi, David Umahi, then you are not prepared for the new Nigerian come 2027. You are not prepared. It simply means we're just going to be run around in circle in the wilderness of corruption, in the wilderness of ignorance, in the wilderness of lack, in the wilderness of joblessness, in the wilderness of darkness, where there is no light to run your businesses, in the wilderness of lack of infrastructure, which is where we are right now. We have sojourned long enough. We need to move on. We need to move on. Okay, I'm just going to shoot on. And it says here, and the clowns are out there, the clowns like Rotimi Amechi, David Umahi, blowing hot. They're actually blowing hot. Although, in that video I posted, I talked about one of the things that Amechi said he was going to do was, what's it called? Change, is it indigenous right to citizenship right? He wants to end all that trash. He wants to end all that stuff. Good to know someone is actually identified that as one of the things that we need to fix in Nigeria. Yes, seriously, we need to fix that. We need to fix that. That needs a lot of, we need to work on that. You understand? We need to forget about our tribalism. We need to forget about Edo, Idoma, Birom, Hausa, Muslim, Christian. Fuck, we need to put all that aside. That's not what we need for good governance. That's not what we need. That is not what we need. Good governance has nothing to do with you being a Christian. Good governance has nothing to do with you being a Muslim. Good governance is your ability to deliver, your ability to actually aspire, to deliver, to actually do things to change the country. That's what good governance is all about. So I'm just going to quickly carry on. He talked about the clowns out there, the likes of Rotimi Amechi, David Umahi, etc. are blowing hot and apparently being used by Tinubu's APC to share the vote and create chaos in the East. Again, I say this all the time. Again, in the East. All the presidential candidates have come out in the last 1 or 2 weeks. They're all coming from the East. Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? That is so communized, happening coincidentally, that all the candidates where we get right now, we want to run for presidency. All of them, they come from the same place as Peter Obi. Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? That this is a distraction, that someone is putting these guys up to do this, that someone is actually engineering this process. Are you thinking what I'm thinking right now? Come on, my brother, my sister. Come on. Come on. Let's be real. Let's be real. We need to move on from all these nasty politics, all these stupid things that we put forward. It's actually blindfolding our ability to actually see through and get out the wheat from the shafts, the political shafts that are not meant to be there. These are all distractions. These are all distractions. We need to see through all this. We need to see through all this. These are all distractions. Right. I'm just going to move on now. And he talked about, I wish the Igbos are smart enough to smell President BolaAhmedTinubu's agenda and don't fall for it. And I said, I wish the Igbos are smart enough to understand where all this is coming from. He said, I wish the Igbos are smart enough. I'm saying, is the truth. Why is Umuahi coming from David Umuahi coming from the East? Why is Rotimi Amechi coming from the East? The same East that we got Peter Obi from. Why is J.E.J. Solin just resurrecting himself? Someone behind this scene is actually pulling the strings. Someone behind this scene is actually engineering this whole process to destabilize Peter Obi, to share the votes from the East. Of course, listen, the Igbos need to unite. Politically, I mean. They need to unite politically. They need to work together. They need to learn to work together. And don't be used. Don't be used. You understand? Let's unite. Let's not allow ourselves to be used. It doesn't matter from the East, it doesn't matter from the West, it doesn't matter from the Midwest, it doesn't matter from the Middle Belt. What we all want is a stable, prosperous, one Nigeria. A Nigeria where we're all proud of, irrespective of our religious background, irrespective of our ethnicity. A Nigeria we, you, I are all proud to be part of. Let's stop all these games. Let's put what we know is needful first, which is this person competent? Can this person deliver? Can this person actually implement the changes? Can this person actually make the lives of every Nigerian, irrespective of their class, better? That's what we need to start talking about. we need to put competence above all, above tribalism, above ethnicity, above religiousness or your religious affiliation or religious views, your religious values or your beliefs. No, let's put this aside. Like I keep saying to you, it doesn't matter if the president is a Muslim as long as the president is delivering. It doesn't matter if the president is an atheist as long as the president is delivering. It doesn't matter if the president is a Christian as long as the president is delivering. There should be a fine line between religion and governance and good governance. There should be a fine line between ethnicity and good governance. End of. Okay, I'm just really going to take one more thing before I move on. I know in one of the videos I talked about President Tinubu is actually a very honest person. Yes, I'm going to tell you the reason why I say President Tinubu is a very honest person. Please, I need to get the facts right. Don't quote me wrong. The man said something. I'm going to start from what he said. He talked a lot about Agbado. He talked a lot about Gary. The Nigerians are complaining of hunger, complaining of this. There's Agbado, there's Gary, there's this. He said it, and it's happening right now. It's like Project 2025 in America. When Kamala Harris talked a lot about Project 2025, this is what Donald Trump is going to do, this is what Trump is going to do. A lot of Hispanics, they thought, no, he's not coming after us. He's going after the effing black people. That's what he's going after them. When he comes, he's going to go after the effing black people. Whoa. Look at America right now. They all ignore the warning from Kamala Harris about Project 2025. Trump denied it. Never heard of it. Never heard of it. Never seen it. Never seen the book. It was a fat lie. Trump knew about the book. Trump knew Project 2025 was real, and that's what he's going to be working on. Same way as Tinubu. Tinubu talked a lot about hunger, talked about Agbado, talked about Gary, and that's actually what he's implementing right now. The country, millions of Nigerians are going to bed without food. He said it, and that's what he's doing right now. And that's why I said the man is honest, because what he said he was going to do is what he did. Then he said, Emilio come. Irrespective of whether I won the election or not, he said, Emilio come. He said it ages before the election. Emilio come. That's 9 turn. He said it even when Buhari was trying to thwart his effort, even when Buhari was trying to stop him from proceeding with his presidential ambition. He kept saying, Emilio come. It's my turn. It's his turn. He's a kingmaker. From his own perspective, he sees himself as a kingmaker. And that's why he said, Emilio come. If I've made some clowns to be president, now it's my turn to become a president. And that's exactly what he did. He achieved the goal. So when I say he is very honest, he's a very honest man, I'm talking in line with this. Because whatever I said he was going to do, that's what he's done so far. He talked about hunger. That's what we're experiencing right now. Then he said, number 3, I think the third thing I said was, Tinubu also said he was going to carry on from where Buhari stopped. My brother, my sister. That's happening. That's exactly what he's doing. There's no change in trajectory. There's no change in direction. He's basically carrying on with what Buhari started. Again, that's why I said the man is a honest man, or is an honest man, because well, now, the 3 things I was able to pick out, which he said he was going to do, he's done them. He's done them. Which also I said, I'm not saying him being honest, I'm campaigning for him to pop. No. The only thing that's going to change my views about Tinubu is when, from now till this August 2025 till 2027, if he's able to turn the country around. If he turns the country around, I promise you, if he turns the country around and implement changes in the country, visible changes in the country, lasting changes in the country, change that's very impactful, that change the lives of Nigeria, that put food on the table, that bring 24/7 electricity for businesses to run their businesses, Put the good roads there and work on the insecurity facing the country. I tell you, Nigerians probably will reconsider their stance regarding voting Tinubu. But unfortunately, I very much doubt if that's going to happen. But if I were Tinubu, I will quickly put all this in place. Perhaps Nigeria will consider you for a second term. So please, get this right. I never said he's a honest man in the sense of, oh, he deserves our vote, or he deserves our vote, or he deserves a second chance. No. I said he's an honest man because of what he said he was going to do in the likes of Project 2025 in America. Is actually done the same in Nigeria with respect to hunger, with respect to Buhari's agenda, with respect to he must be the president of Nigeria, which is, yes, he is today. He is the president of Nigeria. He is the president of Nigeria. He did it. But we must not allow ourselves to fall prey a second time come 2027. We need to seriously rethink our strategy. We need to seriously start rethinking what we're going to be doing come 2027 to get the country out of this mess we're in. I love to come back to Nigeria. I love to be there in Nigeria. Nigeria is my country. I love to be there. I love to be there. Nigeria will forever remain my country, sorry. Nigeria will forever remain my country. It's my place of birth. I'm not a prodigal son like some Kemi Badenoch that's completely wiped his slate clean, wiped his roots, his lineage. I'm not Kemi Badenoch. I am a Nigerian. I may be British today, but I'm still a Nigerian. So, let's work together. Let's make Nigeria a great nation. Let's make Nigeria a proud country. Let's make Nigeria a strong competitor among nations of the world. We've got a lot to do to fix our country. Let's fix our country together. Let's put aside our religious differences. Well, I will talk this one clean, clear, make you hear. Religion is one of our biggest problems in that country. Religion. We know they think straight because of religion. We know they think straight because of our ethnicity. We know they think straight because of waiting they don't put inside us. Where we say, you know, because they see well. We know they see well. We know they think well. We know they think straight. And this thing, they whine me. When I keep seeing people thinking along tribal lines, thinking along their religious beliefs, thinking along, I don't know what to even call it. We've done something over and over and over and over again. We're not getting results, and yet we won't carry on to the one. It make any sense? If this man Peter Obi already assure us, no, he not just assure us, if they explain how he go take one, why not give him a chance? It no matter whether he's in a one tenure. Look at the young man in Burkina Faso. Look at one young man in Burkina Faso. In less than 2 years, in less than 3 years, which is even up to one tenure, he's transformed Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso don't transform completely. Completely. So if Peter Obi say now one tenure or one term in need for office, he go do one, because the man want make sure say he accelerate change. Will be say when he won't come out, Nigerians go say no, you're not to go anywhere. You must stay to finish waiting you start. That is what? A strategy. If the man do one term and he transform the country, you say people go let him come out. People not go let him come out. The man go, people go beg and say, I beg, stay, Oga Obi. Stay to finish waiting you start. You don't get where you they go. You don't have to be there for 8 years to perform. Obasanjo was there for 8 years. Buhari was there for 8 years. Jonathan was there for 8 years. Most of them were there for 8 years. What did they achieve? Did they achieve anything that is worthwhile? Did they achieve anything that changed your life and my life? Did they achieve anything that actually moved the country forward, significantly moved the country forward? No. No. So it's not about 2 terms, 3 terms, change the conditions for you can become. No. It's about your aspirations. It's about you being a leader. It's about you being a strategic leader. It's about you wanting to implement changes. It's about you knowing what to do. My brother, I beg. Thanks for those that left me those comments. I've read your comments and I hope I'll be able to clarify some of the things that people said and claimed I said in the video. Because when I said Tinubu was an honest man, please, don't get me wrong. I didn't mean it that way which you've misconstrued my video, misconstrued my clip. Please, don't get me wrong. I meant it the way he said it. And what he said was going to happen is already happening. Just like Donald Trump in the US. Project 2025 is real. Even when Kamala Harris cried and cried and cried and cried about Project 2025, warned Americans about Project 2025. Lots of Hispanians thought Trump was coming for the black people. Unfortunately, Trump denied. Unfortunately, it's happening right now. Who is the worst hit in America's Project 2025? The Hispanians. Watch. Look at what ICE is doing over there. ICE is raiding like no man's business. Look at how they went to, is it Costco warehouse yesterday? I was watching on YouTube. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. Well, I'm going to stop the video now. Please, feel free to give me a comment. I will look in your comment. I will respond appropriately. Like I said, like I always do, I will respond. And thanks for waiting this long to see the end of the video. And please feel free to share, like, and subscribe. Thank you so much. And let's pray for Nigeria. Let's hope we, you, me, I, all of us do the right thing come 2027 to put Nigeria back on the map. Thank you for watching. And stay tight and watch out for